In a world saturated with caped crusaders and masked vigilantes, one man dares to defy the conventions of your typical superhero. He's not here to save the world, but he'll sure as heck make you laugh while trying. Welcome to Your Movies Review, where today we unravel the enigma wrapped in a riddle, all clad in red spandex, Deadpool, a film that took the box office by storm, breaking records and, more importantly, breaking the fourth wall. Stay with us as we dive deep into the mercenary madness without spoiling the fun. Discover why Deadpool isn't just a movie, it's a genre-defying phenomenon that rewrites the rules of storytelling. From Ryan Reynolds' destined portrayal of the Merc with a mouth to the behind-the-scenes secrets that shaped this blockbuster, we've got it all. And trust us, there are facts about this film that will leave even the most die-hard fans in awe. So, why should you stick around till the end? Because we're about to reveal the lesser-known twists, turns, and tantalizing trivia that will change the way you see Deadpool. This is not just a review, it's an experience. Welcome to Your Movies Review. If you're hungry for unique insights and a fresh take on movie critiques, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us on this cinematic adventure. Before we talk about the masked anti-hero who breaks the fourth wall with more enthusiasm than a kid in a candy store, let's set the stage. Deadpool isn't your run-of-the-mill superhero flick. It's like that rebellious cousin at family gatherings who shows up in leather jackets, cracks inappropriate jokes, and somehow manages to steal the spotlight. In the murky underbelly of the Marvel Universe, we find Wade Wilson, a former Special Forces operative turned wisecracking mercenary. His life takes a wild detour when he's diagnosed with terminal cancer. Desperate for a cure, he signs up for a shady experiment that promises to heal him. But as they say, desperate times call for desperate measures, and in Wade's case, it involves turning him into a mutant with accelerated healing powers. Voila! Deadpool is born, our protagonist, played by the irreverently charming Ryan Reynolds. Wade's superpower? Sarcasm. Lots of it. He's a walking punchline, and his mouth moves faster than his katana blades. His mission? To track down the man who turned him into a freak show and make him pay. Oh, and he's also on a quest for love, because nothing says romance like a disfigured face and a penchant for R-rated banter. The love interest who sees past Wade's scarred exterior. Morena Baccarin brings depth to Vanessa, and their chemistry sizzles hotter than Deadpool's katanas. She's not your typical damsel in distress. She's a badass in her own right, the villain with a name that sounds like a cleaning product. Played by Ed Skrein, Ajax is the twisted scientist responsible for Wade's transformation. He's the yin to Deadpool's yang, and their showdowns are as intense as a dance-off at a disco. T.J. Miller's Weasel is Wade's best friend, and the brains behind the operation. He runs a shady bar where mercenaries hang out, and his one-liners are as sharp as Deadpool's swords. Leslie Uggams portrays Blind Al, an elderly blind woman who shares a dysfunctional living arrangement with Wade. Their banter is gold, and Blind Al's deadpan humor keeps Wade grounded. Well, as grounded as a guy in a red suit can be. Deadpool isn't your typical superhero movie. It's a genre-bending cocktail of action, comedy, and meta-references. Imagine if Bugs Bunny and Wolverine had a love child. That's Deadpool. The film winks at the audience, breaks down the fourth wall, and revels in its R rating. It's irreverent, self-aware, and unapologetically crude. Think Shakespearean soliloquies, but replace the iambic pentameter with dick jokes. So buckle up, my fellow cinephiles. Deadpool isn't just a movie. It's a snarky roller coaster ride through the absurdity of superhero tropes. And remember, if life hands you chimichangas, make Deadpool references. Welcome to the wild world of the Merc with a mouth. Before we talk about the masked anti-hero who breaks the fourth wall with more enthusiasm than a kid in a candy store, let's delve into the thematic playground of Deadpool. Buckle up, because this isn't your typical spandex-clad superhero saga. It's more like a wild carnival ride where the cotton candy is laced with snark and the roller coaster loops come with a side of irreverence. Deadpool flips the script on heroism. Wade Wilson isn't your clean-cut, morally upright savior. He's a foul-mouthed, morally ambiguous mercenary who doesn't shy away from slicing and dicing his enemies. And guess what? We love him for it. The film celebrates the shades of gray, the messy, imperfect humanity that lurks beneath the red suit. It's a refreshing departure from the cookie-cutter hero narratives. If laughter is the best medicine, then Deadpool is the world's most potent pharmacist. The humor in this film isn't just sprinkled, it's dumped by the truckload. Wade's quips, pop culture references, and meta-commentary keep us grinning even when the bullets fly. It's like watching a stand-up comedy routine with explosions in the background. And yes, the R rating allows for jokes that would make your grandma blush. Ah, the elusive fourth wall, that invisible barrier separating fiction from reality. Deadpool doesn't just break it, he obliterates it with with glee. He talks to us, the audience, as if we're his therapist, his drinking buddies, or his co-conspirators. It's like having a backstage pass to the chaos. And hey, if he ever breaks the fifth wall, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he'll invite us over for chimichangas. Beneath the blood-soaked battles lies a love story. Vanessa and Wade's romance isn't your typical candlelit dinner affair. It's messy, passionate, and filled with innuendos. Their chemistry sizzles hotter than Deadpool's katanas. Love blooms amidst severed limbs and sarcastic banter. Because nothing says, "I adore you," like dodging bullets together. Deadpool isn't afraid to embrace its inner potty mouth. The R rating gives it the freedom to drop F-bombs, slice heads off, and show more skin than a sunbathing lizard. But it's not gratuitous, it's essential. The violence isn't sanitized and the humor isn't watered down. It's a love letter to the fans who craved something edgier, something that didn't play by the rules. Deadpool isn't just a superhero movie, it's a genre-bending chimera. It's a cocktail of action, comedy, and self-awareness served with a side of unicorn-shaped confetti. While other heroes brood in shadows, Deadpool struts in the spotlight, winks at the camera, and asks, "Did you miss me?" It's the rebel yell in a choir of angelic hymns, a glorious middle finger to convention. So grab your chimichangas, adjust your red masks, and join us on this roller coaster. Because when Deadpool's in town, the rules are simple. Expect the unexpected, laugh till your abs ache, and remember that heroism comes in shades of crimson. Before we talk about the masked anti-hero who breaks the fourth wall with more enthusiasm than a kid in a candy store, let's shine a spotlight on the talented ensemble that brought Deadpool to life. Grab your popcorn. The casting director deserves a standing ovation.
Let's cut to the chase. Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. His portrayal is like a perfectly shaken cocktail, equal parts wit, charisma, and insanity. He slips into the red suit with the ease of a seasoned acrobat. Reynolds doesn't just act, he becomes Deadpool. His delivery of punchlines is as sharp as his twin katanas, and his facial expressions, well, they're a masterclass in snark. We raise our chimichangas to you, Mr. Reynolds. Vanessa isn't your typical damsel in distress. She's a firecracker wrapped in silk. Morena Baccarin infuses her with vulnerability and sass. When she shares the screen with Reynolds, it's like watching a chemistry experiment gone delightfully wrong. Their banter crackles, and their love story blooms amidst bullets and broken bones. Vanessa isn't just a love interest, she's the heartbeat of the film. Weasel is the guy you want at your side during a bar brawl. T.J. Miller brings the laughs as Wade's best friend and the brains behind the operation. His deadpan delivery and off-kilter humor provide the perfect foil to Deadpool's madness. Their scenes together feel like improv sessions, unscripted, unpredictable, and utterly hilarious. Chemistry isn't just for high school labs, it's the secret sauce of great cinema. Reynolds and Baccarin share a chemistry that could power a small city. Their love scenes are steamy, their arguments fiery, and their stolen glances, well, they're hotter than Deadpool's healing factor. And let's not forget the oddball camaraderie between Deadpool and Blind Al. Leslie Uggams adds a dash of eccentricity that keeps us grinning. Deadpool isn't just about spandex and explosions, it's about characters who leap off the screen. Reynolds, Baccarin, and Miller elevate the material, turning it into a symphony of snark and heart. They make us care about a foul-mouthed mercenary, a scarred beauty, and a bartender with a penchant for one-liners. Their performances linger long after the credits roll, reminding us that sometimes heroes wear masks, but the real magic lies in the faces beneath. So here's to the cast, the unsung heroes who made Deadpool more than just a movie. They made it an experience. And remember, folks, if life hands you a Ryan Reynolds, turn him into Deadpool. It's the only logical choice. Before we talk about the mind-bending visuals that'll make your eyeballs do a double take, let's shine a spotlight on the mastermind behind the camera, Tim Miller. He's not your run-of-the-mill director. He's the mad scientist who concocted a potion of irreverence, action, and sheer audacity. Buckle up, because Miller's approach to Deadpool is like a roller coaster ride with no safety harness. Exhilarating, unpredictable, and slightly insane. Miller didn't tiptoe around the superhero genre. He did a full-on tap dance. His mantra? Break the rules, then break the broken rules. He understood that Deadpool wasn't a cookie-cutter hero tale. It was a fever dream fueled by chimichangas and Red Bull. So he tossed the conventional playbook out the window and embraced chaos. The result? A film that feels like a graffiti-covered love letter to the fans. Deadpool isn't just about witty banter, it's a visual feast. Miller's lens captures the grime of the back alleys and the neon glow of Deadpool's favorite strip club. But it's the action sequences that steal the show. Imagine a ballet choreographed by a caffeinated squirrel. That's how Deadpool fights. The camera swirls, flips, and pirouettes alongside him. Bullets slice through the air like angry wasps, and blood splatters in slow motion. It's beautiful chaos. Remember that pesky fourth wall? Miller didn't just break it, he graffiti tagged it with Deadpool's face. Whenever our anti-hero addresses the audience, Miller ensures the camera winks back. It's like we're eavesdropping on the universe. And those meta moments, they're like hidden Easter eggs for the die-hard fans. So keep your eyes peeled. You might catch Deadpool giving you a virtual high five. Deadpool pirouetting through a hailstorm of bullets. Miller slows down time, and each casing becomes a sparkling star. Its violence is poetry, brutal yet oddly mesmerizing. The film's opening sequence is a symphony of chaos. Cars flip, bodies collide, and Deadpool quips while slicing bad guys. Miller's camera dances alongside the wreckage, capturing every glorious moment. Weasel's bar becomes a battleground. Miller choreographs the brawl like a demented ballet. Bottles shatter, pool cues twirl, and Deadpool's face contorts with glee. It's a visual adrenaline rush. Tim Miller didn't just direct Deadpool, he orchestrated a rebellion. He gave us a hero who moonwalks on the edge of insanity, and his visuals amplify the madness. So next time you watch the film, raise your soda cup to Miller, the man who turned a scarred mercenary into a pop culture icon. And remember, life is short. Watch movies that make your retinas tango. Before we talk about the masked anti-hero who breaks the fourth wall with more enthusiasm than a kid in a candy store, let's dive into the heart of Deadpool. Its irreverent humor and meta-references. Imagine a stand-up comedy show hosted by a guy who moonlights as a sword-wielding vigilante. That's Deadpool. Wade Wilson doesn't just fight bad guys, he fights boredom with a barrage of one-liners. His humor is like a Swiss Army knife, versatile, unexpected, and occasionally dangerous. Whether he's mocking his enemies' fashion choices or pondering the existential crisis of superhero sequels, Deadpool keeps the audience on their toes, and his mouth moves faster than his katana blades. A lethal combination. Ah, the elusive fourth wall, that invisible barrier separating fiction from reality. Deadpool doesn't just break it, he obliterates it with glee. He talks to us, the audience, as if we're his therapist, his drinking buddies, or his co-conspirators. It's like having a backstage pass to the chaos. And those meta moments, they're like hidden Easter eggs for the die-hard fans. So keep your eyes peeled. You might catch Deadpool giving you a virtual high five. Scene: Deadpool confronts a villain. Deadpool: you know, they say revenge is a dish best served cold. Villain: and Deadpool: but it's also pretty good if you microwave it. Oh, scene: Deadpool suits up. Deadpool: time to make the chimmy freaking chongas. Cue epic music. Oh, meta reference. When Deadpool quips about the studio's budget being too low for more X-Men cameos, it's like he's winking at the audience. We're in on the joke, and it's glorious. Oh, scene: Deadpool narrates his own origin story. Deadpool: bad guys kidnapped my girl. I was on a mission to rescue her. Cue the dramatic music. But first, let me check my Tinder matches. Oh, meta reference. Deadpool's obsession with Hugh Jackman, the actor who plays Wolverine, is legendary. He even carries around a magazine with Jackman's face. It's like a fanboy's dream come true. Deadpool isn't just a movie. It's a love letter to pop culture. It celebrates the absurdity of superhero tropes while giving them a bear hug. The humor keeps us engaged, and the meta moments remind us that we're all part of this wild ride. So next time life throws you a curveball, channel your inner Deadpool, break that fourth wall, and say, well, this is awkward. Before we talk about the ballet of bullets and the symphony of swords that is Deadpool, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer creativity of the action sequences. In a genre where every punch and kick can feel as choreographed as a dance routine, Deadpool manages to keep us on the edge of our seats with its inventive mayhem. From the get-go, Deadpool sets the tone with a high-octane highway chase that's anything but ordinary. Cars flip, motorcycles weave, and our red-suited anti-hero leaps from vehicle to vehicle with the grace of a gazelle. If gazelles were armed with katanas and a wicked sense of humor, it's a sequence that's as much a visual spectacle as it is a narrative device, introducing us to Deadpool's world where the extraordinary is the norm. There's a scene that fans affectionately call the maximum effort sequence. Here, Deadpool doesn't just dodge bullets, he pirouettes around them. Each round fired is an invitation for him to showcase his lethal acrobatics. It's a dance of death and destruction, with Deadpool leading the waltz. The slow motion captures every detail, turning violence into art. Even in the midst of chaos, Deadpool's humor shines through. In one memorable fight, he pauses to quip about the absurdity of his situation, turning what could be a generic battle into a moment of self-aware comedy. It's these instances that remind us we're not just watching a fight, we're part of a joke that only Deadpool is in on. Without giving too much away, there's a showdown that involves Deadpool, a Zamboni, and a very unfortunate henchman. It's moments like these that elevate the film from a simple action flick to a genre-defying escapade. The creativity isn't just in the choreography, it's in the use of everyday objects in the most deadly and hilarious ways possible. Deadpool doesn't just deliver action, it reinvents it. Each sequence is a testament to the film's commitment to innovation and entertainment. So when you watch Deadpool slice through his enemies, remember that you're not just witnessing a fight, you're experiencing a masterclass in action cinema.
And as the swords clash and the one-liners fly, one thing becomes clear. In Deadpool's world, every fight tonight is a chance to break the mold. As the credits roll and the laughter subsides, one thing is crystal clear. Deadpool is more than just a movie. It's a whirlwind of wit, a spectacle of snark, and a testament to the power of breaking the mold. We've journeyed through the chaos and the comedy, the action and the absurdity, and if there's one thing we can take away, it's that Deadpool redefines what a superhero can be. It's bold, it's brash, and it's unapologetically Deadpool. If you haven't yet experienced the mayhem that is Deadpool, what are you waiting for? Dive into this genre-defying adventure and join the legions of fans who have found their anti-hero in a red suit. And if you've enjoyed our deep dive into the world of the Merc with a mouth, show us some love. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and join us at Your Movies Review for more cinematic journeys that go beyond the screen. And that, dear viewers, is the end of our Deadpool Odyssey. We laughed, we gasped, and we reveled in the antics of our favorite red-suited anti-hero. Thank you for joining us on this cinematic adventure. Your presence makes every quip sharper and every action sequence more thrilling. If you've enjoyed our journey through the irreverent world of Deadpool, show your support by hitting that like button. Your likes are the chimichangas to our Deadpool. Don't forget to comment with your own thoughts and insights on the movie. We love hearing from fellow film enthusiasts and sharing in the dialogue. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Your Movies Review and become part of our growing community of movie lovers. Together, we'll explore the vast universe of cinema, one film at a time.